Hello, Virgo. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Virgo is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. It's totally free. It doesn't cost you anything. Okay. If there's anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Virgo, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And a beautiful, harmonious, tranquil 6 of Cups. This is pleasure. This is nice. I think that's what you're aspiring to. I feel like this is what you really want in life, is a little bit of peace, you know. We all do. Let's put that into some context. There is that lover's energy. This could be a romantic thing for some of you, and I don't want to scare the rest of you away. It doesn't have to be romantic. Okay. Is that just, yeah, it felt like 2 cards. 1 5 of Cups, 1 Ace of Swords, 1 Star card. Very nice. 5 of, okay, interesting. Because we've got the 5 and the Ace, we've got the 5 and the 6 of the water energy. So I kind of feel like what's not working is going to work. What feels not as good as we wish is going to start feeling a heck of a lot better, right? And I think it's because of the influence of this Star card. Let's finish up. Ace of Pentacles. Hierophant, interesting. The World or Universe card and the Tower, interesting. There is a breakthrough coming, and I think it's really a breakthrough in you expressing your desires, you making choices and decisions to get what you want, to get what feels good, and to not put up with what doesn't feel good anymore, right? You're starting to really, you're starting to get more in tune with yourself, I think. Yeah. Well, let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is one random card from the Smith Waite Tarot. We'll just stop there. We'll put it over here. Little Bob Ross goes right there. Happy little Bob. All right, that card is going to tie everything together and give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. But if at any point during the reading you feel like you might know what that card is, put your prediction down in the comments. All right. Let's do it together. Let's make it an exercise in intuition. All right. But first, let's take a look around the room. We've got a lot of major arcana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 majors. We don't have any fire really until the Tower at the end. Okay. We've got water for sure. We've got air, for sure, and we've got our earth energies. So right off the bat, I feel like you're making a lot of breakthroughs in your kind of personal life, okay? In the terms of relationships that aren't working for us, and that is talking about both the personal, intimate, romantic relationships, and then I think also like friendships, professional relationships, business relationships, things like that. We're not putting up with nonsense anymore, Let's start with the 6 of Cups. This is what we are after. You are someone who really wants this kind of harmonious life. You want to feel connected to people. You want to, it's like you know what you're capable of, you know what you want, you know what you bring to the table, and you're looking for somebody else to kind of match that. You're looking for other people in your life to match that, and if they don't, sorry, right, 86. With the Lover's card, you have to excuse my voice today. I feel some Chest congestion yet again. With the Lover's energy, this could be romantic, right? This could be you asking your significant other to step up. Start bringing an equal level of love, care, concern, affection, or 86, right? Or there's going to be a different conversation, basically. Okay, we've got the air energy here. So I feel like for some of you, yes, romantic. For some of you, this is just a general feeling that we are no longer going to tolerate any relationship, personal, professional, romantic, platonic, anything that doesn't bring something to the table that's equal to what we're bringing, right? Holding people to account, holding people to a certain standard if they're going to be in your life. Nothing wrong with how they're behaving or what they're doing or what they want or what they're bringing to the table, but it ain't my table. Yeah. And I think that this is a big influence from this star card. I think you're finding out more about yourself. You're doing things, I don't know, maybe you've started more spiritual practices, maybe you've started to kind of study astrology more, that sort of thing. I feel like you're taking the time, you're making it a focus, you're making it a priority to learn about yourself, to learn about what you want, what you don't want, what your skills and talents are, and what kind of life, what kind of relationship you want with the world around you. Not just on that kind of one-on-one intimate level, but generally speaking. You know. So there's a real sense of destiny, of meaning and purpose here. But not in the sense of like trying to choose a life path or, you know, in this sense of like, it's more of a, gosh, how to describe this feeling. It's not so much in what you want to be doing or even who you want to be doing it with, but how you want to be doing it. What qualities does life have, not what events are you taking part in. Does that make sense? This is feeling, this is feeling. Let's just call it that. This isn't a particular feeling. This is knowing what your feelings are telling you. This is the intersection of heart and mind. Now we're paying attention. Now we're having a conversation with ourselves, right? Maybe through astrology, maybe through divination, maybe through tarot. We're starting to have that discussion. We're starting to learn about the choices we're making, right? And I think that's what the Lover's card's about. This is how we are choosing. Are we choosing the same old things that really aren't doing it for us? And if we're honest with ourselves, I'm choosing things that I don't like to do, right? Well, I think that this self-study, this self-observation is giving you a new sense of your own truth, right? Really this clarity about who you are and what you want, where you're going, what you're doing, all that stuff, everything. And I think no longer, because see, this Five of Cups is underneath the surface. No longer are you going to make decisions or commit to things that leave you kind of regretting it afterwards, that leave you wanting more. You know, and maybe this is not the appropriate reading for a Virgo. Hey, I don't choose the cards, all right? I feel like for some of you, you might be in a situation where when you're really honest about it, when you really feel it and think about it, listen to what your feelings are telling you, right? Be honest about what you're feeling. There's something missing, right? You want that 6. What you feel is a 5. And maybe the 5 is good. Maybe waking up to the 5 is good because now we can see, you know, it's It's kind of when the waters are very still. You can't really see the water, right? It's just kind of like there's no motion. But now that there's some sort of agitation, and maybe with this Five of Cups, maybe there is something that has happened recently. Maybe there was some event, right? Especially if we take these two together. Maybe we thought we had a 6. But then something happened that showed us a different truth, and we realized what we really feel. We took this apparent 6 of Cups right here, and now it's become an Ace and a 5, right? We've broken it up. We're looking at what it really is. And I think the clarity that we're getting is that it's not a 6 after all, it's a 5. Something's missing. We're not fulfilled here. And this could be, it could be a work thing, could be a romantic thing, a family thing. It could be your friend group. It could be just in kind of what you do to express yourself. It could be an overall life kind of feeling. Yeah. But we're changing that now. We're going after our 6. We're making choices and decisions now that aren't what we're used to, right? I think a lot of us, we go through life kind of choosing what's familiar because it's safe, because it's familiar, because we feel relatively comfortable. And we can say, like this is a 6 of Cups, It's only when the water starts moving that we're going to realize that maybe there's other stuff out there. Maybe there are different choices that, while they are not familiar, here's that Ace of Pentacles over here, this is choosing the unfamiliar, right? And this is really the freedom, I think. That Tower really is a great card. I know it looks a little scary. That's really a great card. Once we can admit this, once we realize the truth, then we can start making decisions that take us out of our comfort zone, that take us out of this familiar thing. We choose the same thing over and over again, not because that's what's best for us, not because that's what we really want, but sometimes, 5 of Swords here, sometimes it's easier. Sometimes there's less of a struggle to just do what's kind of, to follow the groove that's already been created. But I think now we're being prompted to do something else, honestly, right? We take this clarity, we bring it to our emotions, we get a 6. Take this clarity, we bring it to our thoughts, we get a 6. We get a 6 of Swords, see? And it just so happens that the Lovers is the 6th mystery of the tarot. So there's this idea that we want this ideal, kind of beautiful, harmonious 6. And a lot of the time we feel like we have it. But do we? Maybe you do. But it never hurts to double check, right? It never hurts to, consult the astrology, consult the tarot, consult yourself, consult your spirit, really is what you're doing. And break it up and see and look. Look at what we're choosing. And really listen to the thoughts, really listen to the feelings, right? And don't shut them out. I think that's why we got a Tower there, because maybe we've been closed off to our feelings for a while. We've been trying to shut them out. We've been trying to lock them up in that Tower. Maybe it's something unconscious that we do, but now they're coming out. Now we've got that Tower energy. Let's switch over to the Path of the Serpent. And as I do this, I'd like to ask for your subscription. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It's totally free, doesn't cost you anything. And leave some comments for me. I do love reading all of the comments. It's kind of my favorite part of doing all of this is hearing from all of you. I appreciate you. All right, so Ace of Pentacles here. This is choosing the unfamiliar. This is kind of saying like, well, we've got to maybe take the next step. We've got to take the unfamiliar, the uneasy step sometimes. But this kind of plants the seed, well, for the 6, really. Because the 6 the kind of life, the harmony and beauty that we see in the 6 is an expansion, is an unfoldment of the Ace. Okay. So we're choosing, now it's almost like we start with the 6, we start with what we want, and now we take the first step to get it. Because now we've listened to the disquiet. Our heart and our mind are uneasy about it. It's kind of like your heart is uneasy and your mind just kind of doesn't want to hear it. And so we kind of choose the same old familiar thing. But I think we're listening now. I think we have this clarity now. We realize there's some sort of disquiet, that there is something changing within us. And maybe we're changing our mind. Maybe we're changing our feelings. But you know what? That's okay. We're allowed to change our minds. We're allowed to change our feelings. You know, that's life. That's Dallas, as they say. Things change. It's not always fair. It's not always ideal. But we have to stay true to who we are. And I think this is very, very important to do. Otherwise, this tower is going to happen. It's happening one way or the other. Would we rather, kind of be in harmony with this? Or would we rather just kind of be blissfully unaware and this tower comes in and completely upends our lives, completely disrupts everything, unexpectedly? I'd rather kind of be on the side of change and, be part of it than to have it happen to me and completely disrupt things as they have been. Disrupt the way things are, if that makes sense. The Hierophant here in the environment. To me, this is the world, I think, trying to tell you, no, you don't need to change anything. No, everything is fine. Everything is perfect the way it is. Everything in your life, the choices that you've made, everything, you don't need to do anything differently. It's kind of like, it's, I don't know, it's society, it's culture. It is ourselves, our family sometimes, our friends, saying, no, just stay with the group. Just stay with us. Just do what we're doing. And then we'll all do it together and we'll all feel better about it because we're all doing it together. But I kind of feel like you want to split off on your own. You want to go do something that's more true and more unique to who you are. Yeah. And this card, I really think some of you are starting to study astrology more, because astrology shows us that, yes, we're all the same. We all have basically the same types of energy. But everybody's chart is different, at least in some way. Like snowflakes, they're like fingerprints. There's not one that is exactly the same. And I think that's what we're learning. And so it doesn't mean that you have to find satisfaction and pleasure and love and enjoyment and bliss and comfort in the same things that everybody else does. But I think the Hierophant is kind of saying, look, everybody likes sugar. Why don't you just have some sugar too? So I think we're really trying to have a deeper conversation with ourselves to find out why there's this uneasiness, why there is this disquiet, and what do we need to do about it. Okay? And this card, I think, is here in the environment to say, one, you don't need to conform, but then two, you don't need to preach either. You don't need to tell other people that they're doing something wrong. Right? Just because you want to go in a different direction, let everybody else stay where they're at if they want. Right? You lead by example, not by coercion or preaching, I think that's important, because we have the tendency to become exactly that which we are trying to get away from, So it's important to not judge, I guess, is what this card's really saying. We know it's not for us, so we do have to judge. We have to decide if this is right for us or not. Doesn't mean it's wrong. Doesn't mean it's intrinsically wrong. Doesn't mean it's wrong for everybody. It's just not right for us. Yeah. I get this, for some reason I'm getting this impression of, a peacock, the bird. I don't know if some of you have an interesting memory about with a peacock or something. I don't know if you had it as a pet, or if you remember seeing one in a zoo, or if somebody you knew had one, or a park that you would go to, there would always be peacocks there or something. But I keep seeing a peacock as like one of your memories. And I kind of view it as the sense that, everything has its own beauty. Everything has its own idea of beauty, right? And we're all, like the astrological chart, we're all allured by different things. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, right? So again, just because you're drawn to something different, you're drawn to something unique and something special, doesn't make you better than anybody. It doesn't make everybody else wrong and you're right, everybody sees something different in that peacock, in that painting, whatever it is, in that beauty, in that thing. Some people see the practical side of it. Some people are just inspired by the beauty. Some people see dinner, unfortunately, right? Some people see, I don't know what, different things. We all have different points of view and different perspectives. It doesn't mean that we're all wrong. And really with the Five of Swords, it doesn't mean that we all have to fight about it. Yeah. Because I think that's some Hierophant stuff here, where it's just everything should conform to a certain standard, but who gets to decide? Right? Who gets to decide? We don't have much of a say in what other people do, but you do have a voice in your own life, and you must, and that's the Tower card. Okay. Now, to get to the Tower card, we have to go through this, and this is the card of fear. Okay. This is, I think, the fear of the cold, vast darkness of space, loneliness in a way, right? Being isolated, being so far away from the pack that we find that we don't have a pack anymore. We're just alone. But this is the fear, and this is what we need to overcome. If you're okay with being the outcast, with being at the frontier, at the borderlands, on the periphery, you will find your people there, right? But we have to be okay with being alone and isolated. And maybe even periods of isolation are necessary for you to discover what it is that you really want. Yeah. And then we find our people, right? So this is the fear. We need to get over this because your people are out there. Just because they maybe are not right here, they're going to be over there somewhere. But they're there, And maybe you're someone that doesn't really need people. I think we all need people to some degree. We all want to feel, at least in some small way, that we're not alone. But that's the universe or the world card here, right? There's a vast world out there. Yeah, and you don't have to stay here where you're at because it's familiar. You can venture off into the wilderness on your own, and I guarantee you'll find something that will be like home again, that will become like home. Yeah. Anyway, the Tower card at the very end. This is the revelation, and this is the truth. This is you now seeing things for what they are, and you're able to speak the truth of what you want, of what you don't want. You know yourself to such a degree that you're standing up for yourself, that you are And it's not like you're yelling at other people, but it's just like you're refusing to be boxed in. You're refusing to be contained. You're refusing to conform to whatever kind of structure you've been building around yourself. Right? And the Hierophant has been kind of contributing to that. And now it's just this idea of freedom. You're free to love as you will, to create as you will, right? To move as you will, to think how you will, to desire what you will. Okay? And it's interesting to me that we don't have a whole heck of a lot of earth energy here. But we do have the beginning. We've got the Ace of Pentacles here, which is very hopeful. This is the beginning of something, right? This is the start of a path. The start of a path. Now, with the Tower card, I wonder if I'm seeing a lot of animals today for some reason. I think some of you might have a connection with horses. And I don't know if this has something to do with, maybe the world, maybe just the way this card looks kind of seems like it might be along those lines. If you're looking to do something more with animals, right? To get back to the natural world, to get away from this kind of rigid conformity of the city, right? Where traffic has to go in a certain direction and everybody kind of shops at the same stores and wants the same things and is interested in the same things, watches the same shows, listens to the same music. You're looking for something more wild and natural and free, you know? So I'm getting just an image of like just a horse, just like running. Yeah. Some of you have the strong connection with horses and peacocks, interestingly. But that again is kind of about like natural beauty, right? And not a contrived beauty, not something that that has been constructed and then shown us and said, this is what's beautiful. No, it's an experience of beauty in a natural way. You know, being out in nature, what do you look at? Like my daughter, she's 3. What she finds beautiful in nature are the little bugs. You know, ladybugs, flies even, the soldier bugs, all these different kinds of things. She finds those to be fascinating and beautiful. You know, she likes the birds and then the rabbits and stuff too, but you show her some bugs and then she really lights up, you know. But it's the natural world, you know. To me, it's kind of like that wild horse, and it's just something that you're naturally drawn to in its natural setting. Okay, let's look at the mystery card now. Let's see what else. Let's see what could conclude this reading, or what other energy we need to know. I'm kind of looking for like a 6 of Pentacles here. So to say that we have this ideal of this 6 of Cups, let's manifest it, 6 of Pentacles. If you have a prediction, put it down in the comments. Let's just take a look. Oh, Wheel of Fortune. Well, it's kind of better than a 6 of Pentacles, right? It's kind of similar. It's a wheel still. This is really nice. This is saying that, hey, it's time for you, because the Wheel of Fortune is the cosmic timepiece. Right? This is Spirit's wristwatch. It's saying that, hey, it's time to make some changes. And changes are not always easy. We have to first kind of contemplate the change. We have to prepare for the change. And then we have to take the action over here with the Ace. Yeah. But it is time for change. And it may be one of these things where you might feel worse, right, before you feel better. And I think that's true, especially as we realize, just kind of coming to the realization that change needs to be made. Well, then we're going to feel like, oh, yeah, it's worse, right? If we think we have a 6 of Cups, it's going to be pretty painful to realize that really you've got a 5 of Cups within you, right? So it's going to feel worse before it starts to feel better. But the Wheel of Fortune is saying that it is getting better. You are expanding your life, expanding your field of experience, expanding your idea of self, of what you want, of what you're meant for, right? What is meant for you. I think this is a very good confirmation card. A lot of Jupiter energy, a lot of good things coming your way. And I think that it's difficult to break the old familiar patterns, right? And embrace change, but I think that's exactly what we got to do. Now we're going to do an extended reading. If you want to stick around, click either above or below in the video description. I'm here every day from 6 to 8 a.m. Chicago time. All right, come back and see me again tomorrow. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. Totally free, doesn't cost you anything. Okay? And leave a comment for me. Give a shout out where you're watching from. I want to see, how many different countries we've got, viewers from. Really fascinating to me. If you have a small business or a website or a YouTube channel, anything to plug or promote or advertise, head over to the Dove and Serpent Tarot community page. The first post there is a place for you to do just that, to advertise, plug, promote, whatever it is that you're doing. Okay? Let's support each other, I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you, and we're all in this together.